Hi viewers, welcome to today's video where I'll discuss about the things that you need to exclude from your CV. Now, if you are an active job seeker, you know there are like three common tools that you need to have in order for you to be able to apply the job effectively. Number one, you need to have a good CV, ATS compliant. Number two, you need to have an optimized cover letter. And number three, you need to have an optimized LinkedIn account. My name is Esther David. I'm a career strategist. And if you are new to this channel, I welcome you on board. If you are a returning subscriber, I thank you and value you for the time that you always invest to watch my videos. Now, I will discuss about the 8 common mistakes that you need to exclude from your CV. Number one, you need to make sure that your CV does not have a lot of unnecessary information. When I talk about unnecessary information, it means that your CV should not be very clouded. Like if you are discussing about your key responsibilities or achievements, you need to at least have a bullet point, and it should have at least maximum about 2 lines. Don't give a whole paragraph regarding just the one task that you were performing in your job. Make sure that your CV is well formatted. That is the second point. A well formatted CV is attractive also to the recruiter, and it is also helpful because it is easily readable by the ATS. Now, if you are new and you don't know what the ATS is, this is a system that the recruiters use when they are shortlisting candidates for the positions. So the ATS, by the full name, is the applicant tracking system. So if your CV is formatted and with the correct headings, then the ATS is able to read that CV. So ensure it is well formatted. Number three, here I'll talk about the personal information. There are some personal information that if you put in your CV, then you will be up for being eliminated from those positions. Why? Because as recruiters are human beings and they have an idea in mind, and they are biased also in their decision making. And therefore, if you have information like regarding your marital status, your height, your weight, your religion, your nationality, um, passport details. These are not things that you need to put in your CV. And ensure this information is eliminated from your CV. Don't put any information concerning your age, because if the position needs a mature person and you are a young person and you are able or capable to perform that job, then you'd be eliminated. If that position is looking for maybe a middle-aged person and you are in your late 40s or 50s, then you will be eliminated based on age, even though you are able to perform that position. So you need to ensure you remove this unnecessary information from your CV. Number four, you need to make sure that your CV does not have any spelling or grammatical mistakes. Yes, this is very important because the first impression is the last impression. Always endeavor to show yourself in the best, and in your best self. So eliminate all the spelling mistakes and grammatical mistakes. And how can you do that? You can do this by using some tools, online tools. Some of them are free. My favorite tool that I like to use is the Grammarly. This tool is able to help you to manage your spelling, your grammatical. It tells you the kind of tone that you have used when you are writing whatever text that you have written down. It will tell you the tone. Is the tone friendly? Is the tone a bit rude? So it's easy for you to be able to gauge your text and draft as something that is more friendly, or it is more professional, and most importantly, it doesn't have any spelling or grammatical mistakes. Number 5 is the inaccuracies in your qualifications or your work experience. I have I have come across some candidates who have provided irrelevant dates or dates which are not well synchronized in their CVs. For example, they will put dates which are not making sense. So when you're updating your CV, please look at the dates. Look at the dates also for your qualifications and for your experience, because the recruiters, they do look for this kind of things. And if your dates are not making sense, then you will you'll minimize your chance of being selected for that or shortlisted for that interview. So I just urge you to always make sure you check your dates. Also, even if they are not able to identify that during the shortlisting stage, when they are doing the background check, they will for sure be able to pick that up, because they need to get that information concerning where you studied, for example. Many companies, they go back because now many people, they are cheating on their qualifications. So companies, they actually even pay third party companies who do background checks from the places where you have studied. If you went to this university or college, whatever you've put down, then they go there. And if it's about the employment, they go back to your employer to verify the dates. So really, there is no need for you to lie. Just write the correct dates, and even if the information is correct, make sure you don't have any mistakes concerning the dates that you've put down. And number 7, I think, then you need to make sure you don't have these common glitches. Glitches are, I mean, like the EG, the I, this kind of glitches, they are picked by the ATS. And with the ATS, it brings your profile down. So remove these common glitches from your CV. And last and not least, ensure your text is readable. There are many fonts that you can use when you are doing the CV writing. Use the most common texts which are readable by the ATS system or by the recruiter. Some fonts you cannot read, like those Lucinda fonts. Those fonts, um, they are more comical in nature. You cannot use them to make your CV. And your CV needs to be readable. At the first glance, you need to be able to understand and read and understand what is written down. And so use fonts like Calibri, um, Arial, Tahoma. These are common fonts that you can use to enhance the quality of your CV. Also, the font should be not too tiny that it is not readable, and it should not be too big that it will end up taking a lot of space in your CV, and it takes a lot of space in your paper, and you end up having more than 3 4 pages, and while that information can only fit in 2 pages. And the other thing, your CV should not be too long, meaning it should not have many pages. The maximum number of pages for a middle level professional is about 2 pages. If you are in the senior category or an expert, then you can have maximum of 3 or 4 pages. but nothing beyond that. Because remember, the recruiters, they don't have much time to read your CV. If you provide all the necessary information in their CV, what will you discuss about when you go for the interview? The other thing that will also help you to minimize the number of pages in your CV is to remove, those positions that you have done maybe during your junior years, if you're an expert. If you have maybe like 20 years, 25 years of experience, surely you don't need to have experience that you concerning the roles that you did when you are starting your career, like the first 10 years of your career. Those ones you can eliminate that, but you can still include them, but you will just put the details like the name of the company, and the year, and like what was the role about. Then that's it. But don't go and provide all the details concerning that role and the achievements, because really it is of no value. You are a senior person. So the most important thing is what you have done the last 10 years of your life. That is very important. And that is where you should really spend your time working on. Show the achievements that you have done. And the other thing that is important is, if like they're depending on the country where you are living, there are some every country has its own way, its own format. Like for example, if you are applying for a job in Dubai, then as a photograph is important in your CV. If you are applying a position like say in Kenya, a photograph is not required. So understand the terrain, understand the region. Where are you targeting to work? So if you are in Kenya, a photograph is not really important. If you're in Dubai, a photograph is important. Dubai, they are very specific. And your photograph should be with white background, and it should be a professional photo. I have seen some people, they put the photos. Yes, that's a very good thing. But the photo that they put means maybe they are out somewhere having fun, and then they just crop that photo and put it and update it in their CV. And this is not really helping you in your profession. So spend a little bit amount of money to go and take a professional photo that will help build your brand. If you do not have the money, you can still use your smartphone, and make sure you look for a white background. Take a nice photo that is clear, and then you can crop it and update it in your CV. But make sure you are well presentable. Your dressing and the photo is clean. Clean means clear. And also, it's important for you to use language that is very easy for people to understand. The recruiters, they are people, and sometimes if you use those heavy words, those jargons, they might not really understand what you're saying, and they don't have time to go and Google to see what that word means. So use a language that is friendly both to the ATS and to the recruiter, so that they can be able to understand you and shortlist you for that position. That is their goal. The goal of the CV is for you to be shortlisted, and be called for the job interview, where you will be able to sell yourself. So this is the other important thing. And the other thing that I want to talk about is, please do not include things to do with your salary. Yes, if you include things to do with your salary, then if that position is paying more, or that position is paying less than what we have indicated, it means the company will not shortlist you. So you will disqualify yourself, and you know maybe you are the best fit for that role. So just remove that information. However, if they ask about your salary, you can always discuss it during the interview. that time when you are doing that interview on face to face, you can, if they ask you about your salary, then you can try to discuss it during that time. And your CV should not have tables, should not have colors, it should not have, those beautiful, a lot of colors, beautiful text. It should be, your CV should be readable by the 8 years, readable and with good spelling and well formatted. That is the goal of that CV. So if you are using a modern CV to apply for a position that you need to upload your CV in the ATS system, just know that CV will not be read by the ATS and you will lose your chance. So if you have a modern CV and the recruiter is asking you to provide them with a CV, and you are giving them that CV by hand or by email, then you can use that modern CV because it is attractive. And as human beings, we are attracted to visual. So the reader will want to know what it is that you have to offer. So these are some of the tips that I thought I will share with you today. And if you have any question or any suggestion, you are always free to ask, and you can do so by updating your comment in the comment section. And thank you very much for watching my video. If you have not subscribed, I request you to do so that when we upload the next video, you will be notified. Thank you very much. Much love and God bless. Take care.